Pharmacy. I, Navda Soni, Assistant Professor in the Department of Quality Assurance at LJ Institute of Pharmacy. Today I am going to explain second part of electrophoresis. In previous session we have discussed introduction and factors affecting electrophoresis. In today's session we will study various methods of electrophoresis. Let's start types of electrophoresis method. There is a main two type of electrophoresis method depending upon the separation is carried out in the absence or presence of supporting medium. Generally two type of electrophoresis method, one that is free solution method and another one is electrochromatography. In the case of free solution method, separation is carried out in the absence of supporting medium, while in the case of electrochromatography the separation is carried out in the presence of supporting medium, and supporting medium may be paper, gel, etc. There is various electrophoretic methods. Generally 6 electrophoresis method is there. One that is free or moving boundary electrophoresis method. Second, zone electrophoresis method. In the zone electrophoresis, depending upon the supporting medium, it bifurcated into the paper electrophoresis and gel electrophoresis. In the paper electrophoresis, supporting medium is paper. In the gel electrophoresis, supporting medium is gel. Third one, isoelectric focusing, capillary electrophoresis, isotachophoresis and immunoelectrophoresis. So these 6 methods which are very essential in the electrophoresis technique. In today's session we will discuss mainly 2 electrophoresis technique. One that is free boundary electrophoresis or free or moving boundary electrophoresis and zone electrophoresis. So first, moving boundary electrophoresis. Here you can see the apparatus of moving boundary electrophoresis. There is a U-shaped chamber containing anode and cathode. Ascending and descending boundaries are filled with buffer solutions and the lower part is filled with sample, and this both are connected with electrodes. So the apparatus consists of U-shaped glass. As I said earlier, the apparatus consists of U-shaped glass cell, consists of 2 parts, ascending and descending. The lower part of cell is filled with solution, means lower part is filled with simple solution which is under the examination, usually in the buffer medium. Upper part containing only buffer medium. And these 2 limbs of U cells are connected to 2 large electrode vessels, so EMF can be applied. Detection of the separated molecules generally takes place, and the sensitive photographic devices are used for the detecting a movement of sample inside the solution. Precaution should be there because care must be taken to minimize the disturbing effect of convection caused by increase in temperature. Why temperature is increased? Because when we are applying voltage, so current is passed through the solution, so the apparatus is placed in the temperature bath at 4 degrees Celsius to minimize the effect of convection caused by heating. At this temperature, density of water is max, hence density difference and convection current can be minimized. There is various advantages like it gives boundaries, not zones, while in the case of zone electrophoresis it gives zones. Greater sensitivity and better separation. Concentration as low as 0.05 milligram per ml. So the sample, very small amount of sample can be separated. Some disadvantages like high equipment cost, optical system is required, diffusion begins after the voltage is removed, so resulting in the rapid mixing. It is generally used for the separation of protein mixtures, for examining homogeneity of macromolecular systems, and study of colloidal dispersions. Next method, that is zone electrophoresis, in which generally three components. One, that is supporting medium, electrodes and voltage, and third one, that is buffers. In zone electrophoresis, the separation of charged molecules on supporting medium. Thus, the components of mixture resolved in the form of discrete different zones. So, in the zone electrophoresis, separation is done in the zones. Support medium may be paper strip, cellulose acetate films, gels made up of starch, polyacrylamide, etc. Sometimes good results obtained by using ion exchange papers, asbestos papers, glass fibers, silica powders, silica gel, sucrose, PVC. These are the supporting mediums for the good results. Advantages of zone electrophoresis over free or moving boundary electrophoresis is it is simple and inexpensive apparatus. Simple procedure for the visualization of zones, because here zones are seen rather than the photo detection. So simple procedure for the detection. It is used for low molecular weight substances. It is small very small samples can be analyzed, and it is useful in the biochemical investigations also. There are some disadvantages also, like less accurate for identification and characterizations of the macromolecules. Sometime adsorption of solute on the supporting medium, means if we are using supporting medium means paper is used as supporting medium, so sometimes sample adsorb on the surface of paper. Excessive spreading of zones of low molecular weight substances like amino acid, peptides, proteins, etc. In the zone electrophoresis, depending upon the supporting medium, there is two type of zone electrophoresis. One that is paper, another one that is gel electrophoresis. Sometimes thin layer electrophoresis and cellulose acetate electrophoresis is also used. Are also used. In the paper electrophoresis, there is horizontal, vertical, and continuous. The placement of paper, depending upon the placement of paper, this paper electrography is named horizontal, vertical, and continuous. In the gel electrophoresis, the name of gel, depending upon the gel, like starch gel, agar gel, and polyacrylamide gel. In the case of thin layer electrophoresis, there is a thin layer of silica is used as supporting medium, and in the case of cellulose acetate, the cellulose acetate fibers are used for the supporting medium. Here, paper electrophoresis, there is a main three component. One, supporting medium, but in the case of paper electrophoresis, supporting medium is paper, second is electrodes, and third one, that is buffers. In the paper, they are vary in texture, thickness, optical homogeneity, and the presence of foreign materials. Papers with fine texture is preferred for the sharp resolution. Why? Because if the fine texture is there, so the adsorption of sample molecules is less. So paper with fine texture is more preferable. Commonly, Whatman filter papers are used. Whatman filter paper grades of 1, 2, 3. Sometimes Dickman 301 and 85, 320 and 352 are used. Scald 2040 A and B also used. All mentioned above papers are suitable for sample up to 20 microliters in volume. Means for the smaller amount of sample, these papers are used. But in the case of larger volume, sometimes larger volume is required for the better separation. So for larger volume, extra thick papers like Whatman 3 AM can be used for the support medium, and it carries up to 60 microliters of the sample. When sample react with ordinary paper made from fibers of borosilicate glass, example like Whatman GFB may be used. Sometimes sample will react with the paper and it adsorb on the surface of paper and it may become a wet. So for that, Whatman GFB is used, and which is made up of fibers of borosilicate glass. Impurities of paper can be removed by washing with water, sometimes wash with 0.1 molar of HCl, either 0.1 molar of HCl or 0.1 molar of EDTA. Electrode and voltage to be applied. Electrode in the form of thin wire is made up of carbon or platinum, and DC voltage of about 8 to 15 volt per centimeter length of paper is applied. And third component, that is electrolyte or buffer. Buffer of different pH and different ionic strength are used. Usually ionic strength of 0.05 to 0.5 is used in the most of the separation process. Some of the buffers like barbiton buffers, tri-state buffers, citrate buffers are used for the better separation process. Here you can see the diagrams of paper electrophoresis. In the first diagram, the placement of paper horizontally, so it is called as horizontal electrophoresis, while paper strips are placed vertically, so it is called as vertical electrophoresis. In the third diagram, the strip of paper is placed and continuous sample is applied, so it is called as continuous electrophoresis. Advantages of paper electrophoresis: they are it is very easy, cost of instrument is very low, operational cost is also low, and only paper and buffers are used. Number of sample can be separated on the single paper and at a single time. Wide variety of ionizable substances such as amino acids, proteins, peptides, antibiotic, alkaloids can be separated easily. There are some disadvantages also, like certain class of compounds such as proteins. Hydrophilic compounds cannot be adequately dissolved due to the absorptivity property. As I said earlier, some of the sample having hydrophilic in nature, so it absorb on the surface of paper and it may become wet. So due to the adsorptivity property of paper results in the tailing of components bands. What is tailing? It will discuss in the chromatography techniques, fronting and tailing of the pick. Require efficient cooling system for the minimization of generated heat. Use of high voltage may dangerous unless precautions are taken, and time required for separation is more. Generally, this paper electrophoresis is used for the separation of amino acids, separation of proteins, lipoproteins and enzymes in the blood and serum. It is also used for the separation of alkaloids and antibiotics in the different samples. Second is gel electrophoresis. The difference in gel electrophoresis is only a supporting medium. Buffers and electrodes remain same, but supporting medium is different. So here paper is replaced with gel. So gel is a supporting medium, and it has resolving power than other supports, particularly with the large molecules. Gel are not mechanically very strong, like starch gel, agar gel, polyacrylamide gels, etc. Here you can see the diagram of gel electrophoresis. Buffer solution is placed in the chamber, and the gel on this gel sample is placed, and anode and cathode is placed. So according to its charge, the particles will be separated out. First, starch gel or starch gel electrophoresis. Generally it is prepared by heating starch in the buffer to form a gel. It is having high resolving power, and components can be recovered. Easy method and used for the serum proteins, separation of serum proteins. Agar gel electrophoresis is generally used as a medium for the separation, and usually 2% agar in the buffer solution for the formation of gel. It absorbs less protein than other, and sharp zones are observed. it is simple method rather than others, and recovery of protein is also good. Agar is acidic in nature. There is a one disadvantage of this agar gel electrophoresis, that agar is acidic in nature, so therefore electroosmosis takes place in the alkaline buffers. Polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis, which is prepared by polymerizing acrylamide monomers in the presence of methylene bisacrylamide to cross link the polymers. There are some advantages gel of different pore size can be formed. Gels are stable over wide range of pH and temperature. Small quantity of material is required. Separation speed is also good. It is used to isolate proteins having similar charge but different in size and shape. Agarose gel electrophoresis. In that, gel electrophoresis widely used for the separation of nucleic acids and the protein. Agarose gel electrophoresis is routinely used for the preparation and analysis of DNA. Gel electrophoresis is a procedure that separates molecules based on their rate of movement through a gel under the influence of electrical field. In previous video, I have discussed the two principles of separation in the electrophoresis. One based on size or based on charge. So in that case, in the agarose gel electrophoresis, the components is separated on their size. Here DNA is negatively charged. When it is placed in the electrical field, DNA will migrate towards the positive pole. So an agarose gel is used to slow the movement of DNA separated by size. So smaller molecules of DNA will separate it first, and then larger molecule will be separated out. Here you can see the sample of DNA. Large DNA will separate late and smaller DNA will separate first. Smaller DNA moves faster than larger DNA. So within the agarose gel, linear DNA migrate inversely proportional to the log 10 of their molecular weight. Thin layer electrophoresis, in which electrophoretic study can be carried out on thin layer of silica or Kishleger or alumina. It is similar to TLC. You have studied the TLC technique on the plate of in the glass plate. Silica, thin layer of silica is applied and sample is applied on that thin layer of silica, and this plate is placed in the mobile phase, and mobile phase will run out and sample will be separated. Used for the study of proteins, nucleic acid and hydrolysates. Cellulose acetate electrophoresis, in which cellulose acetate is used. The material is very fine and homogeneous, and little tailing is seen due to the negligible adsorption. Generally useful for the separation of alpha-1 globulin from albumins, and they provide good background for the staining glycoproteins. It contains 2 to 3 acetyl groups per glucose unit, and adsorption capacity is less than that of paper. Some of the advantages better resolution, no tailing of proteins or hydrophilic materials occurs. They are available in wide range of particle size and layer thickness. They give sharp bands and offers good resolution. There are some disadvantages also, it is expensive. Presence of residual sulfonic and carboxylic acid residues within the cellulose acetate matrix is disadvantage due to the induced electroosmosis during the electrophoresis. Generally, it is used for the analysis of biological and clinical protein samples and alternative to paper electrophoresis. In the GTO examination, they can ask explain various technique of electrophoresis or write a detailed note on zone electrophoresis. So you have to write a detail of zone electrophoresis like paper and gel with proper example. There is a two main book. One B.K. Sharma Instrumental Methods of Chemical Analysis by B.K. Sharma and Instrumental Methods of Chemical Analysis by Gurdeep Chatwal. These are the two main these are the two main books for the better understanding of electrophoresis technique. Thank you for watching me.